Lower my hello everybody. We are going live. See if I can move my stool down a little bit. How's that? Is that better? Except for I like being a little bit up because I got to reach. Hey everybody. Welcome to my treatment room. This is Jeana with artofskincare.com. And I'm very excited. This is my happy place. I love to be in my treatment room and I love to have a warm body on my bed that I can just nurture and love. And so today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite facials. This is a facial from Botnia. Take off my ring here. And it's an organic facial. Everything's organic. Everything really feeds the skin, but we also get a nice gentle exfoliation because first I'm going to use an enzyme mask. This is a facial that I often do on myself. I do a facial once a week. Usually Saturday or Sunday is my facial day. And I'm really paying attention to my skin and how my skin feels that day, how it's been behaving that week. And I do the same thing when I have a person on my table. Today we have Celine here. So what I start off doing and what you can do for yourself is just take some time to really look carefully at your skin. Feel how your skin feels. Do you have some oil buildup? Celine has a little oil buildup. I can feel just a little bit of pebbling in the glands around this area, the oil glands, a little bit under the chin right here. And I also can see by looking at her and just knowing her that she tends to be very sensitive and that her skin can get very red and it can overreact to things. For instance, we can't use a manual scrub on her skin or it just causes breakouts and all kinds of issues. So she has a little tiny bit of a blemish on the side right here of her face. You can't see it very well, but I'm going to use a special treatment on that today and I'll share that with you. So also things that I look at is I lift the skin, whether it's my own skin or a client on the table. I'm going to lift their skin and I'm just checking for hydration. If you go in to lift the skin, her skin is very plump and very well hydrated. I have seen her skin at times, even though she's quite young, not quite 30 yet. She can get some dehydration when she's been out in the sun a lot, out roller skating on her bike and things like that. And the way you can tell that is when you lift up gently on the skin will look a little crepey or thin or dry. And let's see if we can see it on my skin here a little bit. See, since I'm a little older, you can see the folds lift up a little bit. My skin's fairly well hydrated too. I use a hydrating gel and I use my Skin Wave from MBK. I use the Wave every day to really plump my skin and keep the water level in my skin. But that's how I would look at my skin here. I take a close look at my skin. I can get larger pores around here. They just, sometimes they get droopy. And I know I've said this before on my lives and people say droopy. How do you get droopy pores or saggy pores? But you do. Sometimes if the skin is dehydrated and tired, the pores will look larger. And it's just because they're kind of drooping and they look bigger when you do that. When the skin is nice and plump and juicy, the pores stand up, all the skin is nice and firm, and it doesn't have that kind of looseness around here. So I'm going to look around this area on my skin and then look closer and kind of see if I'm getting some clogged pores. I'm looking at Celine's skin to see if she has any congestion. Very, very little congestion. Celine is a pretty good exfoliator. She knows to use an exfoliator that's right for her skin. So it's gentle. And she also knows how to cycle her exfoliation. You're reading and hearing a lot right now out there in the media about skin cycling. And skin cycling is just being aware of your exfoliation and not over exfoliating the skin. Don't exfoliate every single day. Really pay attention to your skin and use the right kind of exfoliants for your skin. For some people can use a retinol serum and use it every day and that will be okay for them. But for many people, we need to cycle. We need to not do that every day. Maybe the day one of the week, we're going to use one of our brightening serums or a clarifying serum like a Mandelic serum. And then night two, you could use your retinol serum. And then nights 3 and 4, maybe just do good moisturizing. So Celine is really aware of that. How often, Celine, do you use a clarifying serum or do you use a clarifying toner?
Usually every other day.
Every other day.
Only at night.
And only at night. Mm-hmm. So she's doing what kind of?
I have Mandelic serum.
Mandelic? Mm-hmm. And I know you've also used Synergy A quite a bit.
Yeah, so I'll cycle between Mandelic and Synergy A at night.
So she cycles between Synergy A and Mandelic. Are you using them on the same night every other night, or you're alternating nights?
Alternating nights.
Alternating nights. So she's going to, use her Mandelic one night, use her Synergy A the next night. And the nice thing about that Synergy A is it's a retinaldehyde serum. So it's a gentler form of retinol, but very effective. And there's also some mandelic acid in that Synergy A too to help boost the retinaldehyde in that. So that's a really nice combination for her. It's gentle, yet just strong enough that her pores just look really perfect. I mean, we've just seen the tiniest bit of pebbling around her jawline. And that could even be hormonal because, as we go through the cycle, through the month, there's certain times of the month where your skin gets oilier, produces more oil, and that's where you're going to see a little bit more breakouts or some pebbling going on with the skin. So her skin feels pretty good. She's got a little makeup on. So I'm going to start off by just getting the makeup off her skin. And today I'm going to use the Clear Skin Club Clean Wipes. These are an acne safe face wipe that's excellent for removing any kind of makeup, even eye makeup from the skin. So we're going to start with that. Just remove the makeup. Most important thing that we can do for our skin is really clean the skin well so that it can drink up more nutrients, so that it can absorb more water, and it can rid itself of the toxins and debris that build up through the day. I'm going to be using very natural ingredients. I'm going to be using the Botnia cleansers, which are very gentle. So I really want to make sure that either I do a double cleanse with my Botnia or that I use a facial wipe like this to remove the makeup from the skin so that that cleanser can really get in and do its work. Alrighty. Now we're ready to get a cleanser going. So for today, I grabbed the Renewing Face Wash from Botnia. Because Celine tends towards redness, I wanted to choose products that had arnica, chamomile in them, things that are going to reduce redness and really soothe inflammation and calm the skin. I also chose this because it has a lactic acid base. Lactic acid is a really nice gentle acid that is non-drying. It actually hydrates. It attracts water into the skin. And one of the big reasons I like to cleanse the face is because I like to attract that water into the skin. When you use a good cleanser, it's going to break that skin tension barrier so that water and moisture can get down into the skin. Now, when I cleanse my face, I do a full 2-minute cleanse. That's how you help your skin to detoxify. And many of my clients who start doing that say it is such a game changer. Do a full 2 to 3 minute cleanse every day. I'm going to add now just a little bit of water. Like to get here in this jaw area. Like to stimulate this cheeks, the nose, little circles around the mouth. Eyebrows and forehead. Some lymphatic drainage. Some drainage on the neck. A little more water. Now, I like to customize things, so I feel like her skin needs just a little bit something more. So I do have two cleansers here from Botnia. So I'm also going to grab their gentle cleanser. This is actually my favorite cleanser, and it smells amazing. I'm going to foam it up with my hands, and I'm going to add that in and continue for another minute. Really getting a good cleanse. How does it smell, Celine?
Smells really nice.
How does it feel?
Feels good too.
There's nothing better than having someone else wash your face or your hair. It's a good feeling. Her skin is really starting to glow, and I really feel the little bumpiness that I felt around her nose. I feel that just smoothing out. Those pores are opening up. Really nice. Now to rinse, I'm going to grab from the Clean Skin Club. I'm grabbing one of their towelettes. I'm going to get it wet. I'm going to use this to remove the cleanser. I want to make sure I have all the cleanser off the skin. You can use your fingers to do that. If you run wet hands over your face and it starts to foam up again, you know you don't have all the cleanser off. Around the nose. All right, let's move on to the next fun step. Now, when you're doing a facial, I'm doing an enzyme facial. So enzymes digest away that top layer of dull, dead, dry skin cells. But they can only do that job if the skin is really well cleansed. So I'm going to also use a toner, and I've chosen a toner from Botnia. Again, it has those ingredients I love. It's got the chamomile in it. It's got arnica in it to reduce redness, but this one also has some glycolic and salicylic naturally occurring in it. So it's going to give a little bit of an acid exfoliation. So what an acid does is an acid goes in and dissolves the bonds between the cells. And then I like to do that with a light acid before I do an enzyme, because when I put the enzyme on, the enzyme is going to come in. I'm loosening, well, first of all, with the toner, an acid toner, I'm loosening up those bonds between the cells. Then the enzyme can come in like a Pac-Man, and it can eat those dead cells and remove them from the skin. So I've got my wave here. This is the MBK wave. I'm going to turn it on, press the on button. I'm going to push the top button until I see Sonic, and then I'm going to push this adjustment 5 times. And then I'm going to go to mode again. I'm going to go down to, this is part of my cleansing, so I'm going to use the plus. I'm going to shift 5 times to take it to full strength. I'm going to turn on massage because massage feels good always. And then I'm going to not turn on any LED because it can't get through the toner pad. I've attached my toner pad to the front of my wave. And now I'm going to apply my toner and hit confirm. And my unit should go on. Hit confirm again. There we go. So now I've got some good positive ions that are going to work with the ingredients in this toner to help remove any leftover cellular debris on the skin. And it's going to really prep the skin perfectly for my enzymes to be able to really do their job. The other thing that we love about enzymes is they're very firming. So her skin is going to be really nice and soft and glowy and firm when we're done doing this treatment. Is there enough moisture on that pad, Celine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels nice.
Good. If you ever feel that you're running out of moisture, just add a few more bumps on there. Smells so good. Everything from Botnia smells so good. It's such a treat. Botnia, she mostly uses plant hydrosols instead of essential oils. So that means for somebody with sensitive skin, hydrosols are the way you want to go. They are non-irritating. They just feed the skin good stuff. I'm going to go right over the lips. I'm going to go one more time around her nose. I'm going to get this little area. We felt a little congestion. And that's pretty good. I'm going to turn this off. It's always cool to look afterwards and see if your toner, if your cleanser's doing a good job. You'll be able to see if you're picking up a lot of dirt on your toner pad. And we just picked up a little bit of skin cells, just a little bit of yellow skin cells on there, really not bad. So our cleansing did a good job. But this, don't lose this little ring. If you have the wave, always put your little ring back on here so you don't lose it. That's what holds your toner pad on. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is the enzyme. So the truest and the best enzymes come in a powder form, and you've got to mix them with something. Botnia's enzymes can be mixed with honey. They can be mixed with goat milk, or they could be mixed with any of the hydrosols that she has. Today, I'm going to mix it with goat milk. I love goat milk, and I really feel like the goat milk, the naturally occurring sugars in the goat milk and those good probiotics in there really activate the enzymes beautifully. So I'm going to grab a spoonful of my enzyme and mash it up first here. A few lumps in there. There we go. You want to apply equal amounts. I've got my little bamboo bowl. I'm going to put in a spoonful of that. And then I'm going to grab, see if I can do this right here where you guys can kind of see without tipping it. There we go. Then I'm going to grab an equal amount of my yogurt. About right there. That should do it. Take a brush. Mix them together. I used a lot of yogurt, so I'm going to grab a little bit more of my enzymes. There we go. So when those enzymes get moist, they get active and they go to work. And so that's why a true enzyme mask will usually be in a powder form so that you can mix it with some sort of liquid and then it'll go to work. Those little enzymes wake up and get busy. Now, Celine, this is going to feel cold, and I apologize. Okay.
I like the smell of yogurt. Makes me hungry.
Hungry. Yeah. It's getting to be lunchtime. Now, there are a couple ways that you can boost an enzyme. If you put it straight on the skin like this, when it starts to dry out, get your hands wet with warm water and just pat your hands on the enzyme, and that will reactivate it and wake it up again. Alternatively, there's a couple alternatives you can do. Some of you have seen me use saran wrap. You could put a saran wrap on here. I have any today. I didn't grab any. But you would just put on 2 strips of saran wrap. So one strip would go over this area, and then the next strip would go over this area, and you leave the nose open so you can breathe. And then you wrap a hot towel on there, and that really cooks that enzyme in there and gets a lot of action going. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to use our clean skin wipe. It's all nice and fresh. And this is another thing you can do, and I'm just going to lay it. I'm going to stretch it a bit. Doesn't stretch a lot, but I can stretch it a bit.
You have to grab an XL one.
I should have. Actually, but that's what I'll do. I'll do the small one here. And
I like
have
using
the XLs.
The XLs are my favorite.
All right, here's an XL. Let's grab one of these. So we could do, if we want to make sure she can breathe, I think she could breathe either way, but I'm going to put this one here. And then I'm going to use this one, the extra large, on her lower part of her face. I want to get her lips. So, but I left her nose, see, so she can breathe still. Set that on. I'm going to get my cabbie and get my hot towel. Whew, I love hot towels. First thing, I'm going to check it and make sure it's not too hot. How's that temperature feel, Celine?
Good.
Now, the nice thing about putting on these clean cloths like that is they will buffer if your towel's a little bit hot. They're going to absorb some of the heat, so you could put a towel on a little hotter than you normally would.
That feels so good.
She's just like, just leave this here. So when the girls were younger, I started this business when they were in, I think Celine was in junior high and then high school. And the high school was just a few blocks away from my skincare studio. And the girls would come in on cold days after school, and they would get my towel cabbie if I still had some towels in there. Or I'd come out and say, does anyone want a hot towel? And they'd be like, yes, yes. And they'd warm themselves up on this delicacy of hot towels. It really is such a delicacy. There's just certain things, you know, I don't use and haven't used a steamer in my treatment room for years. A steamer, a lot of people now will go and buy a steamer that you can use at home. I don't recommend using a steamer. A steamer will just dehydrate your skin, and it's not good for your skin. But a steam towel, so if you wanted to invest in something, you can get these probably on Amazon. Invest in a little hot towel cabbie, and this is dreamy. Feels so good. So I'm going to let that cool on her skin. I'm going to clean up my yogurt and my enzymes. I'm going to start, while that's warm on there, I'm going to prepare my next mask. The next mask that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Botnia Kale Yeah mask, and I'm going to mix it with honey. I want the honey because it's great humectant. It's going to really attract water into the skin, and I love Kale Yeah. It's got kale in it, which brightens the skin and reduces inflammation. It has oats in it, which are calming and soothing. It has chamomile in it, which reduces redness and inflammation. So this is just going to be really good nutrition for her skin. Now, the other thing that I will do today is she has that little bit of a blemish coming up. So I'm going to mix a bit of the Soothing Repair Mask. I love this mask. I love to use this mask with my Skin Buddy and do ultrasound and drive this mask into the skin. If you have a skin that with a tendency toward redness, or if you happen to get into something that irritates the skin, causes a rash or any burniness, you put this mask on and it's all better. It's just all better. I love this. So what I do is I mix a little bit of this with the Fix Zip mask, and I'll put it on an area that is red and inflamed, where you've got a pimple coming up or a blemish that's there, and it really soothes that area. It's going to take away redness. It's good anti-inflammatory and feels amazing. I'm going to get a little bowl for that. So we're going to grab, first I'm going to mix up my Kale Yeah. So I'm going to get a good spoonful of Kale Yeah. That looks good. Then I'm going to go for an equal amount of honey. Let's dip in there. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. Mix those together. Actually, I need more honey. More honey, honey.
You can add a tiny bit of hydrosol too if it needs to be.
Yes, you can, because it can be thick. I added another good dollop of honey in there. Oh, and there we go. Now it's getting nice and creamy. Look at that gooey, creamy, yummy stuff. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to mix up a tiny bit of my Fix It to a little jar. I have a little thing here, and then I'm going to get some of my soothing mask. Mix that together. Great. Now I am good to go. So by this time, yeah, my towel is cooled off. I can get this off her skin. Use our clean wipes to remove it. I like to fold. When you've been doing facials for years and years, you develop your method. Fold these up around my fingers. Get a bit more warm water. Good rinse. The only thing we're missing in here today is some good spa music.
I was gonna say.
Were you thinking that too?
Mhm.
We are in Oak Park, and it's a busy area of Oak Park, so we could hear some cars going by just then. I think it made us both think of, oh, spa music would be so nice right now. And make sure I've got all those enzymes off. Again, a good way to check to make sure you have everything off the skin is get your hands wet and then run your hands over the skin. With enzymes, it'll feel slimy. So if you feel slimy skin, then you know, oh yeah, I still have to work up some of these enzymes and get them off the skin. I'll do one more rinse. I got a fresh, clean side. There we go. If you're an esthetician and you're watching this, I've trained so many estheticians to say the biggest important thing about removing cleanser or a mask from the skin is don't swipe up on the nostrils and don't swipe up here around the eyes, because it pushes the cleanser or the enzymes up into the nostrils and then up into the eyes. It's so uncomfortable. So around this area, you were going downward. We don't always get taught those things when we're in school as an esthetician. I'm using downward motion so that I'm not pushing stuff up in the nose and in the eyes. I don't want my client to go home after treatment and have their eyes burning. Rinse the ears. She's perfect now. Skin is so nicely exfoliated. Oh my goodness. Wonderful. So now I get to grab my honey and kale, yeah. Get that going here. And this is nice and gooey. Oh. We could probably roll this on your skin and pull hair out with it.
It is a little tight.
It's a little tight. So let's add some hydrosol to it.
Yeah, that's so. Every time I do the honey, I add a little hydrosol. It just helps.
It needs hydrosol. It's very sticky. I also could do this with my fingers, and I might switch over to my fingers, but I'm just adding some 12 hands. Again, 12 hands is all about calming the skin, reducing inflammation. Inflammation is a big cause of aging. So everything in Botnia is so anti-inflammatory naturally. It's great. So I'm going to use my fingers. This is a way I would do it at home. I'm a finger person. So I'm just going to do it this way here too. So now it almost feels like a little bit of a scrub.
Smells really good.
Mm-hmm. It does smell good. It smells really green and fresh. Kind of like a cow chewing the grass, right? I love that smell. It's the fresh farm smells without the stinky smells that go with the farm. Just really nice and green and yummy. Okay. Now she had a little blemish over here, and I'm just going to remove this spot right there. And this is where I want to put on the little paste that I made up with the soothing mask and the Fix It. So I'm just going to pack that on top of there. There we go. Very nice. That smells really good too. Now we have a couple choices here. You could just do it like this, let it set on your skin. Or again, you can wrap a nice steam towel on your face and let that honey and steam and warmth, all that moisture really get into the skin. I'm going to spread this over her lips a little bit. You want to taste it, Celine? See if I can trick her into tasting it. How's it taste?
Delicious.
Delicious.
It tastes good.
Does it taste like green honey or just honey?
It tastes like when we were kids and you would mix our algae supplements in with our spoonful of honey.
Yeah. Oh, they had an earth mama in me, so I would give them all kinds of natural remedies. And
yeah, I thought it was normal for your applesauce to be green.
I put green stuff. You know, everybody, it's really popular now to drink green drinks. Everybody gets it. But I was doing green stuff when they were younger, 25, 30 years ago. And I would just mix it in applesauce, or I would mix it in yogurt. And they just thought that was normal. They grew up thinking that green flavor was just normal in their foods. Okay, so getting out my clean skin cloth. Should just go this direction so I get more on your chest. There we go. Now, when I did a facials in the treatment room, I used 6 hot steam towels. I would use them on the face. I would use them on the arms and do arm treatments. I just felt like you could never have too many hot towels in a facial treatment. I feel the temp. Oh, it feels good. That feel okay?
Mm-hmm. Slap it on.
Slap it on, she says. Get that puppy on there. Now I should have made one more hot towel. I only made 2 today. Here I love hot towels, and I only made 2. I should have made one more. I would have put it across the chest. And then I would have my face covered and the chest. Just using light pressure. Press that warmth and moisture into the skin. She wants more. More heat on the nose. She doesn't care if she can't breathe. Clean up my stuff and get ready for the next step. I have honey everywhere, you guys. I did it good with the honey. Okay, so now I'm preparing. I'm getting my Botnia nourishing serum out. This is a great hydrating serum. And I am also grabbing 12 hands. So I'm going to be using this great hydrating gel serum with 12 hands hydrosol, and I'm going to be infusing them deep into the skin with my wave. I can't live without this. I use it every single day. My skin needs it and loves it. It's what keeps my skin really hydrated and plump and nice. water is the most important thing that we can offer our skin. Drinking lots of water and then finding ways to add water to the skin itself. Just so, so important. Now, another thing I could do is I could put on the soothing mask. If I wanted to do a third mask on her, I could, but we're not going to have time. We'll run out of time. I could do a third mask on her if I wanted to. I could put on soothing mask all over and then use my wave to infuse the soothing mask into the skin and then remove it and then do my serum and hydrosol.
You should do that.
She's like, yeah, do that. But I'm going to run out of time. So I'm going to skip that step. Make sure we get to do everything. These are my kitty stretches. Looks like a kitty cat. Nice. Okay. Get most of it off with our pipe here. All stickiness is gone now. And all that we're seeing now is just the herbs. The herbs are like a powder on the skin. We're going to brush some of that off, and then I'm going to use the warm towel to get the rest. This is the point where when I'm at home, I jump in the shower. This is the rinse it off in the shower stage. We get all those little gritty herbs off the skin. Now, estheticians, most estheticians, we hate doing scrubs in the mask or in the treatment room or anything that leaves a lot of grittiness on the skin because it can be so hard to get off. So a good trick to know is that I can let this dry. And if there are any little bits of grittiness left on the skin, you can take a dry cloth and just buff it off, and it just brushes right off the skin. You can do that with any kind of a scrub or when you have these powdered herbs. Nice. Okay, the skin feels great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my, actually, I'm going to turn this on first because I want it to have, turn it on. I'm going to push mode. And then I'm going to push shift 5 times to get full strength. And then I'm going to go down, use mode and go down to minus because minus is what's going to drive that moisture into the skin. And then I'm going to hit shift 5 times, turn it up full strength. Then I'm going to hit mode and I'm going to go to massage, turn that on, go to mode, and I'm going to turn it on red. That will be good. And then I hit confirm and now it's running. So I can just sit it down right here while I get my nice slippery stuff on the skin. And lots of hydrosol.
Is that 12 hands?
That's 12 hands.
Yeah, that smells like a cup of tea. It smells so
really
good.
nurturing cup of tea.
Yeah.
And now I work it all in with the wave. Now, if you don't have a wave at home, but you have a My Skin Buddy, you could use that. Or if you have any other kind of an ultrasound device or an ultrasonic device, you could use that. You can use the Skin Flower. You could use that on the sonic side and use that to press the serum into the skin. And you just keep going until it starts to drag, till there's no more moisture. If you want to do a little longer treatment and get more benefits from the ultrasound, just spritz the skin again with your hydrosol to keep the slip and keep the wave gliding over the skin. Her skin is really starting to glow. So when I removed the Kalia, remember I told you that her skin is really sensitive to abrasion. So any kind of scrub doesn't makes her skin unhappy. So the skin was really happy until I started trying to rub the grittiness off. So with her, it might have been smarter not to use honey. I could have used goat milk with that, and then I wouldn't have had that stickiness. I wouldn't have had so much of the herbs staying on the skin. So when I first finished with the herbs, her skin looked a little splotchy, but using that nourishing serum and the 12 hands, which is anti-inflammatory, her skin now is not blotchy at all. It's just completely calm and beautiful. Now she still has her little boo-boo right there. So I'm going to grab, and you know, it's deep underground. So nothing I did today was going to make it just go away, but we're going to try and help heal it. So I'm putting on a little bit of the Soothing Repair Mask. And I'm just going to use my device, but I'm going to need a little bit of hydrosol too. There we go. And I'm just going to work that in. Now I could change my, I think if I push this button, I'll have to start all over. It doesn't let you change colors mid mode. So I'm going to turn it off real quick. Turn it on. My Sonic up. Go down to Ion Plus. Massage. And I'm going to go to blue, because blue is going to be a little more anti-inflammatory and antibacterial. I'm going to put some of the soothing mask right on the head of my device. And I'm going to push confirm so that it goes on. And then I can work it right into that spot. Blue also balances oiliness. If you have a client that's particularly oily, or if you yourself are particularly oily, you can do a finishing treatment each day with a hydrosol and the blue light. Still have a little bit of slip. And the blue light's going to help balance that oil. It also helps to kill bacteria, so it's good for acne sufferers. Now, acne sufferers also need the red light. The red light is that healing light, which is going to really help with inflammation and healing. So it's nice if you have a device that does both red and blue. If you have a light stim for acne, that has red in it, built into it. So nice. I love it. Okay, so we, for a moisturizer, are going to do a deconstructed moisturizer. And this is what Celine does every day. She makes her own deconstructed moisturizer. And the way to do that is, first of all, is grab your 12 hands or whichever hydrosol you have. I'm going to spritz Celine. And then I'm going to spritz in my hand. Just 3 spritzes will do it. And then I've grabbed some clarifying oil. This is really good for reducing redness. I did the tiniest of little pumps in there, probably more than she even does, because she's told me she barely gets it out of there. But this just made the most beautiful moisturizer for her skin, and this is what she does every day.
My skin just drinks it up. It doesn't feel like an oil at all. Like, it feels like the oil just
doesn't feel
is
greasy.
gone.
When you add it to your hydrosol and you just use the tiniest little bit, it's just amazing. Feels beautiful. Look at this girl's face. Beautiful. So I am now going to open up for questions. We're at 12:23. So this is a good time to open up for questions over here.
I need some sunscreen.
I know you do. She is so good. She's all her life been so good about sunscreen. So Ben will find us a sunscreen over there in my cupboard of amazing potions over there. Okay, and in the meantime, while he's looking for sunscreen, I want to go up here and answer questions. So let me get up to the top. Can I do this button? No. Let's try this button. Here we go. Get up to the top. Lauren, she says, raise your hand if you wish you were Celine right now. We have to get Lauren over here next. And everybody needs to have a turn over here with Jeana. Okay. I have another person that says, I have an enzyme cleanser. How many days a week do you recommend I use it? So with cycling through your exfoliants, it's hard for me to say how many nights you should use it, or mornings. You can use an enzyme cleanser in the morning. It's hard for me to say for you because everybody's skin is different. Some people produce more oil and more sebum, and especially people who have blemishes or tend to get blackheads, your skin generally produces more skin cells per day than other people do. And so you might need to use, get your hand out of here. She's picking out her favorite sunscreen. She's telling me which one she wants.
Tinted or untinted?
That's Eclipse. Tinted.
That's what I want.
Okay. So.
I broke your train of thought.
So, enzyme. How often? So if you're one of those people that tends to get some congestion in the skin, you can probably use an enzyme cleanser daily. Other people, sometimes really dry skin, they can use it once or twice a week, because even if you have really dry skin, a enzyme cleanser or any kind of an enzyme treatment is nice, because it's going to remove those dry skin flakes that get hard on the surface of the skin, and then your moisturizers can penetrate better. So at a minimum once a week, at a maximum every day. So just, pay attention to how your skin feels. And, I don't know exactly what's in your enzyme cleanser. If it's a powdered cleanser, then the enzyme should
Depends.
be pretty
Does it have
active.
a grit to it? Does
I
it
know,
have
it's so
acids
many
added?
things. I mean, if you're using Dr. Estey's enzyme cleanser, that's a pretty strong one. And, most people would find they probably only need to use that a couple times a week. But I do have people that get a lot of pebbles and congestion who use that daily. So it can be done. If you have a cleanser with enzyme in it that's in a liquid form, that's really going to be a different story. So there might be some acids in with that as well, because if it's in that liquid form, those enzymes just aren't as stable once they've already been turned to liquid. But I do love liquid enzyme cleansers as well. So you just got to play it by ear. It's hard for me to say not knowing. So Sarah says, no better nurturing esthetician than a loving mom. What a gift she is to you girls. Oh my gosh. When they were younger, when they were in high school and they would break out and they get blackheads, oh my gosh. I love doing extractions. I would have to practically tie him down to my bed and let me do extractions. I can remember Celine and Amelia both reaching up and smacking me. Like, back, get off me. That's enough. But yes, they have been lucky to always have facials. All right. And then let's see. Excuse me. Valentina, whoever that was that suggested that I wash my hands before applying the Cavi and O2 to help it foam was an angel. Yay, another new tip. I had somebody else reach out to me recently about their Cavi not foaming. So I'm going to be sure and tell them the same thing. Wash your hands and then put on the Cavi. And she says it foamed more than ever before. So thank you. Yay. So you don't even have to use soap. I'm sure you just rinse your hands with some water and dry them off and then put your Cavi on and let it do its good work. Oh, Parvin says, Celine, you're so beautiful and flawless skin.
Aww.
Even though I had to pick on one pimple, she really does have completely flawless skin. And I was actually glad that she had a blemish. I said, I hope you have a blemish because I want to show everybody how to use the Fix-It. So it was perfect. Melissa says, Melissa was the one. Melissa said she's so glad, Valentina, that it worked. Yay, thank you. Sarah says, which are your best masks for melasma and hyperpigmentation without essential oils and fragrance? So enzymes are great for you. Definitely, they're without having my ingredient decks right in front of me. So one of my favorite masks for hyperpigmentation is Rhonda Ellison's Skin Brightening Enzyme, but there are some strong aromatics in there. I don't think there's any essential oils, but there are strong aromatics. So if you're just somebody who can't stand anything with a scent, that could be a problem for you. Neogenesis enzymes, this Botnia enzyme, any of those will be great for you. You could do a pre-treatment with Rhonda Ellison's brightening pigmentation lotion or her natural mega brightening serum. You could put that on first, let it dry, and then put your enzymes on top of it. And that would be excellent for your skin. Also, don't forget about Face Reality's Brighten C mask. That's a sleeping mask. So you can wash your face really well, put on your natural mega brightening serum from Rhonda Ellison on those dark spots, and then put on that Brighten C mask from Face Reality and sleep in it. The next morning you wake up and your skin is brighter. So it's great. Would you please recommend a brand for towel warmer? I could do that at another time. I haven't looked on Amazon to see what they sell, so I can't tell you off the top of my head. But you know what I can do later is come back and rewatch the video or come back to the video and look at the description, and I'll see if I can pop something in there if I can find a good one in there. This one is called Spa Equip, works pretty well, but I've had a number of different ones that worked well, and I'm sure they're on Amazon. So I'll look for you and put it on there. Melissa says, which mask, if any, would you recommend to use with the skin flower? So I would use I like to do the first mask where I mix together the yogurt and the enzymes or sometimes I just mix the enzyme with, where's my enzyme? It's right here. Or sometimes I just mix the enzyme with a hydrosol, put that on, and then I use the skin flour in the exfoliation mode to scrape it off the skin. I love doing that. Now, as far as using a mask to infuse, if you want to use the infusion side of it, you could do any of the nourishing masks, especially if it's a gel mask. You could do peach and honey mask from Sorella. You could do lavender floral mask from Lemieux.
Or soothing clay mask from Face Reality is actually really
Soothing
nice to remove
clay,
with that.
yes,
It
it's
doesn't
very-
harden.
Okay, so
down.
remove the soothing clay with it, not to drive it in, but
Yeah,
actually
sorry.
remove the soothing clay mask. That would be an excellent idea with this. You want to make sure that the mask is still nice and wet. You can't remove a dry mask. You need water with these sonic tools. So, if it does dry on the skin, just get it wet again and then use this to remove it from your skin. I love that. Valentina says, I wish I was Celine right now. Sarah says, I'd have fallen asleep a long time ago. Valentina says, what was the slippery stuff you used with the wave? Oh, that was,
The hydrating serum.
I hit a button and I lost everybody. Oh, that was the hydrating serum.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Botnia. It's trying to get my eyes instead. Oh, maybe I've got to get more in front. Ben's going to fix it so you guys can see. Botnia. Hydrating. Serum. Blur. Don't worry about it. We'll put it in the notes down below. Botnia's hydrating serum. So what? That one's excellent. Any of our good gel serum. Michelle Corley's peptide serum. One of my favorites to use with the wave. That hyaluronic serum is amazing. The peptide serum from Michelle Corley is amazing. Also, Michelle Corley's ultra hydrating gel. That's amazing. If you really want to plump your skin up, whew, that stuff does it. So here's a couple ideas for you. Somebody's talking about dating sites. We'll ignore that, you guys. The wave is so quiet. Yes, it is. Parvin says, Jeana, please bring your wonderful AOS colleagues for facials so we can meet them. They're amazing and are truly appreciated. Yes, Parvin, I will do that. I'll start right off the bat in the customer service department. And, we've been trying to have one person every 4 to 6 weeks come in and talk about their skin and why I choose things for them. So I'm going to start bringing one of them over here and we'll do facial treatments on them and talk to them about their skin. And that way you'll get to see lots of different skin types and concerns. Sarah says, I was enthusiastic and broke down and bought the Neogenesis and enzyme cream mask, not knowing what kind of skin it was good for. It does have a strong fragrance. Do you know what that is? So I haven't noticed that the Neogenesis enzyme has a fragrance.
Oh, maybe they added something?
I don't think that the enzyme, maybe the charcoal mask has a scent to it. I don't think that it has a scent that I remember, but it is strong. You will really feel it. It makes the skin nice and pink. It's very active.
The volcanic ash mask, that one is
the volcanic
strong
ash.
smelling.
That's probably what you're smelling is something in the volcanic ash. And I don't know what it is. I'd have to look.
They could have added fragrance to the enzyme from Neogenesis. I haven't tried it in like over 6 months.
Yeah. Well, do we have time? Let's go here. Let's go to the website. AOS.
They do have a very light essential oil blend that they put in some products. It has,
Usually it's like grapefruit. Yeah.
And it's just like a teensy tiny part of the formulation.
Brands.
Just sort of scent.
Going to brands, and I'm going to go to. Yeah. Can't get there. I'm so bad on a Mac. I'm not normally a Mac person. Okay. I scroll the wrong direction. It's just completely the opposite.
You could change your in your settings.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Ben's, so I don't want to mess up Ben's thing. Okay, now go down. Ingredients. Orange peel, bergamot.
Oh.
So I guess it's pretty light and I hadn't really noticed it, but that's what you might be smelling is that a little bit of citrus and some bergamot in there. So that would be it. And also they always tell you if you want no scent, next time when you run out of that one, when you want no scent, go ahead and do the weekly digest. Let me make sure. It's no scent.
Yeah, the only thing I smelled was
Snip.
the goat's milk. And you used that one on me.
Yeah, the goat milk adds a scent to it. Okay, let's get some more questions here. I gotta figure out how to get this good. It says, I really like your top. Can you please share the brand? Yeah, it's Spa Uniforms. What's it called?
Noel Asmar.
That's it. Good job, Celine. Noel Asmar. You can go to that website, noelasmar.com. And that's where you'll find us, where I always buy our spa jackets from, because they have a really nice fit and a nice stretch. They look good on every shape of person. They're wonderful. So hopefully that's helpful for you, Gretchen. Okay, everybody, we did it. We got through all the questions. We had a lot of fun. Celine's skin looks so good. We can all tune out, sign off, say goodbye. I'm getting my sunscreen out because this girl, she's my best at that. She has to have her sunscreen on. So we're putting on some Eclipse in the tinted formula. It's acne safe. She likes to always use acne safe because she was pretty acne prone when she was a youngster. And she still has been off and on throughout her 20s. Let me get some on her chest too. So thanks you guys for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun. We have a special on the website for this week. It's 2 times points on our masks. So there's lots of great masks. At Botnia, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Some of the other great ones, Rhonda Allison's brightening mask, Rhonda Allison's pumpkin mask. If you're not too sensitive, if you're sensitive, do Sorella's pumpkin mask. Oh, Sorella's cherry pepper peel. That's a vitamin C mask. I like to use that all the time. My skin loves vitamin C. So that's an excellent mask. And the blackberry mask from Sorella, super popular amongst all of our acne clients. So many great masks to choose from. If you need help picking out the right mask for you, just reach out to the gals over there on my live chat. They're estheticians, and they will be happy to help you out. So thank you all for being here. Let's see. Melissa says, how long will the curve be in the reward center? I'm so close after I get my birthday points. Oh,
We'll keep it there at least until the end of the year.
Oh, really? We're going to keep it till the end of the year?
People need to save up their points for it. Nobody's redeemed it yet because nobody has enough points.
Everybody's going to save up your points. Okay, so we'll keep it. We should just do that every quarter we have a different device. So that way you have 3 months to save up all your points so that you can get your device. So that's exciting for you. I'm glad you're going to get one. All right, you guys, have a great day, and I'll see you next week.
I'm hungry.